Today we learned a spray paint will stick to chrome. Nope. But with the proper prep, I'll teach you guys how. So the first thing we need to do is go ahead and remove the radiator air baffle, and then we can pull the grill out and get it ready for prep. All right, now that all the clips are out, I just used a flathead to get them out. Nice and simple. Get this out of the way. And if you're doing this on a Chevy Silverado like mine, there's only 4 10mm screws holding the grill in, and then it'll just pop out. Try not to pinch my fingers. Ow! And then I pinch my finger, but, oh. I grabbed some pliers for the last 2 clips because I'm tired of pinching my finger. And there we go, it's out. I did forget to mention that this is a 2-piece grill, so the second part is actually a part of the hood, so we need to go ahead and pinch these and get it out. That one popped back in. And there we go. Dang, not looking good. Kind of bummed we got a driver like that for a little bit, but it's totally worth it. I'm gonna go ahead and back the truck out. That way we can start prepping the grill. Okay, it is now the next day. I ended up leaving the shop last night and just not coming back, but we've got the grill ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and tape off all the black parts right here, at least just around here, lay it over, and then right here. Not taping it off for paint, just for prep, because I don't want to end up scratching all the parts that are still gonna be exposed after we paint it. All the black's gonna stay black, all the chrome is gonna be white. So I saved you guys from watching me painstakingly tape these off. I just kind of half-assed it, but it's gonna work. All the spots that would possibly be affected by the sandpaper are now taped. Right here, I went ahead and just laid a piece of tape right there, took a razor blade, cut it on each side, and then just pushed it down, and now it's good to go. Also cut my finger, so that was cool. So now we've got all that ready to go. We're gonna go ahead and hit it with some sandpaper. Now you can use 220 or 320. I happen to have 320 already. I got a brand new roll of it, so we're just gonna go ahead and use that. I will say though, you don't wanna knock the chrome all the way down to underneath. It's gonna be a nightmare. It's gonna take forever. So what you're gonna do is just go ahead and scuff it up. Now, if you've got chunks of chrome missing, rock chips or whatever, you are gonna wanna feather those out or peel off the pieces that are peeling and then feather it out, which we will have that issue with the part that's attached to the hood. It's starting to peel in some spots, so I'll just chunk that off and then feather it out. So ideally you would want to use a sanding block, but I don't know where any of mine are. I've been looking for them and I can't find them. I have a full kit and I don't know where any of them are. So I went ahead and just folded the paper on itself, and then I'm just gonna gently go over it. Now you don't need a block, but it's a lot nicer to have one. And then like I said, just gently sand it if you're gonna go that route like we are going. I also recommend a mask. Normally I don't wear a mask when I'm doing sanding, but I don't want a bunch of chrome bits going in my lungs, so we're gonna go ahead and mask up. Okay, at the risk of boring the absolute crap out of you guys, I'm gonna end the time lapse right there. As you can see, it is mostly scuffed. This side looks like brushed aluminum, which is what you're looking for, versus this side still chrome. Shiny, bad, scuffed, good. Paint will not stick to shiny. So what you wanna do is go through, like right here, I've still got a little shiny bit right there. I need to go through and scuff that up. Obviously the spots I haven't touched yet, like right in here. So when you think you're done, you're not actually done. Go through and verify. It's like right here where the little lip is, there's still shiny right in there. So I'm gonna have to go through, scuff all that up. But like I said, I don't wanna bore you guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and do all of that off camera, and then we'll come back and we'll get to the next step of prep before we can paint. And bam, we finally got it all sanded. That only sucked a lot. Just getting down in here, because the black part of the grill, the vented part of the grill, comes out, so it's really hard to get my fingers down in there and actually sand it. Got it taken care of. Taping it was just about as hard. I hadn't taped it off camera because it was tedious and I don't want to bore you guys. I'm just trying to keep this video moving along for you guys and get you guys the points you need. I will say next time I am going to go ahead and separate the grill if I have to do this again, and then figure out how to plastic weld it or whatever back together, because this took way more time than it should have. But enough complaining, it's completely sanded. It looks like brushed aluminum. That's exactly what we're going for. Now, I did hit it with some wax and grease remover, so now we're going on to the next step, which is using the adhesion promoter. I use Bulldog. I've used it in the past and I really like it. It's worked really well for me. I'm sure there's others. But Bulldog is my go-to, so that's why we're gonna be using it on this job. You're gonna be needing that to make it stick to the chrome. You need adhesion promoter to get it to stick to the chrome or plastic, whatever you're painting. That's what's gonna help it bond to it. Now, you can paint it without using it and it'll stick for a little while, but you get a rock chip, the whole thing's gone, or you're at the pressure washer. I've just seen nightmares with people with bumpers and all of that where it just peels off literally going down the highway. So we're not gonna risk that. We're gonna use adhesion promoter. We're gonna do 2 coats of that, let it set up, and we're gonna hit it with some primer. Okay, now we let it sit for about another 5-10 minutes and we can finally hit it with some primer. Okay, well I just finished up the first coat of primer, went to the camera and realized that it died. The battery didn't even show that it was gonna die, but it did. Didn't save any of the footage, so I'm a little bummed about that, but I'll show you guys where we're at. This is after the first coat of primer right here. Nice light coat. Getting down in here is showing to be a bit of a pain, so I'm just taking my time getting in there, but it's coming out good. I'm extremely happy. I'm just worried about when we go to do the base coat and the clear coat. I don't want any sagging or run, so I'm just gonna have to take my time going through there. So after 10 minutes, I'm gonna hit it with a second coat, and then 10 more minutes, and then we'll hit it with the third and final coat, and then give it a whole hour of dry time, and then we'll knock it down and hit it with some base coat and some clear coat. So I did go ahead and spray the third and final coat off camera, and then it's been sitting for an hour now. It's ready to sand. Now we're gonna hit it with a red Scotch-Brite pad. You can either hit it with 500 or 600 grit. I do recommend wet sanding it for an even smoother finish, but I don't wanna have to retape it or worry about getting water down in there. So I won't be wet sanding it. I'm just gonna sand it and then we can just blow it off and then hit it with some base coat and clear finally. Now we are gonna lightly hit it with the pad. We're gonna let the pad do most of the work. You don't wanna just dig and make a bunch of sand scratch because that's kind of defeating the purpose. And bam, she is all scuffed up, letting her dry a little bit. I hit her with some wax and grease remover. Just waiting for that to dry so we can lay down the first coat of base. Now I'm probably just gonna show you guys the first and maybe second coat of white, and then I'll put the camera away because I really don't want a bunch of overspray getting on the camera lens. And then I'll show you guys the final product before we hit it with clear. Okay boys, fourth and final coat has been laid down. Extremely happy with how it's come out. Getting in here, super sketchy like I said it was gonna be, but we made it without any runs or curtains. So I'm hoping to keep that same energy when it comes to the clear because that is much easier to run. So I do suggest, and I'm gonna do the same, just starting off light coats, slowly building up, then the final probably 1 or 2 coats, go ahead and gloss it out and leave it alone. But like I said, extremely happy with how it's come out so far. It's in for about a half hour. It's about time to make it shiny. Let's go ahead and throw some gloss on it. Final coat of clear has just been laid down. I'm gonna go ahead and let that dry, and while that dries, I'm gonna show you guys how I color match the door moldings on the Duramax. Okay, I just wanted to take some time real quick and show you guys what I'm doing for these door moldings. Now they were that super gross yellow right now. They're kind of burnt and faded, so I wanted to go ahead and get them at least white. So what we're gonna do is Plasti dip them using white hyper dip. Now it should be fairly close to the actual white of the truck, and it's gonna be a lot easier than having to prep that for paint. Now sanding it down, I'm already gonna be having enough of that with the grill, so I didn't want to have to sand them. Plus we're gonna be removing them in the future. I just wanted to go ahead and get them one color. I'm afraid to remove them right now because GM has that issue with the white where sometimes if you peel the moldings off, paint comes with it, and I don't want a bunch of primer underneath it. I want to be prepared to either paint it or wrap the truck when we go to do that. So for now the Plasti dip will be just fine. It might be a little overkill that I went ahead and taped everything off, but I hate dealing with the overspray because then you got to rub it off and there's always a little bit of a haze. So I went ahead and took the time to tape it off. We'll be just fine. I'm going to show you guys real quick how I prepped it, and then we can go ahead and get back to the shop. So I took this pre-dip spray that you get from Plasti Dip. You can either get it in when you buy a big kit or you can buy it separately, but I went ahead, sprayed down the entire door moldings, wiped them dry, and then just let them sit until they're completely dry, and then you can go ahead and start spraying. So that's where we're at right now, and then I'm just gonna throw a few coats on it. So ideally, if you do it outside, you don't want to have it in direct sunlight, but we've got a little bit of overcast now. The wind's starting to pick up, which is not ideal either. The weather's a little unpredictable, but we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna champ through it. What you're gonna do is just go ahead and do a few light coats over it. Just super dry, you don't want to wet it down. Just a few tacking coats like when you go to paint. So I'm gonna do these I'm gonna do about 3 or 4 of these light coats, and then we'll get to the wet coats. Okay, we're about 4 full wet coats in. I think 4 or 5. Either way, we're gonna do about 6 or 8 and then call it good. It's covering really well. You do wanna do 8 though if you plan on peeling it. Like I said, when we pull these, we're gonna pull the whole things off. They're pretty well good and covered now. The yellowing was popping through, so after we started laying the heavier coats, it started to be a lot whiter. So I'm very happy with that. But what you do is you're just gonna go ahead like you were doing, just smooth motion. Just a little slower and thicker. Just let it build up. We move back here. Like I said, just nice and smooth. I'm gonna do it to the other side, and then when you guys see it again, it'll be all done. And bam, she looks so much better. It's still drying right now, but I did get all the tape and plastic removed. Very happy with how it's come out. Now, it's not the exact same white. It wasn't supposed to be. I'm just extremely happy it's not that burnt yellow look anymore. Looks so much cleaner. Now we just need to get rid of the chrome badges, get the black ones on. Should be looking good. I'll have the before and after comparison at the end of the video of the sides when we do the grill and also the back bumper. We're putting an all new back bumper on it, and it's gonna be color matched as well. We're getting rid of all the chrome. So let's go ahead and get back to the shop. But bam, she is all dry, just pulled the tape. Super excited with how she came out. She's about as shiny as she's gonna get with rattle can clear. I am gonna have to cut and buff it here in the future. But for now, I think she looks great and I cannot wait to get it on the truck. And real quick, I just realized I never told you guys what paint we use. I talked about the Bulldog adhesion promoter, but we also use the Duplicolor primer, the Duplicolor Olympic white for base, and then the Duplicolor clear. So I do apologize about that, but there you guys go. I should have said it earlier. And also, as for the back bumper that I was talking about earlier, I have all new everything for the back bumper. It's gonna be completely new. The only thing is I don't have the rivets or the rivet gun to install it, so I need to get a hold of my dad and then see if I can borrow his, and then we can get it installed in either a future video or I'll just do a quick short on it. If you guys are new to the channel, I'll show you guys what the bumper ends look like. They're all color matched, gonna completely get rid of the chrome. I cannot wait to get those on. So full chrome delete is in effect right now. But let's go ahead and get the grill on. I'm so excited to check it out. I'm extremely excited for this part. Now, I'm not gonna bore you guys with the full reinstall. I'm just gonna pop it in and show you guys what it looks like, and then we'll pull it outside. All right. Oh, that looks so much better. Pull this down real quick. Pop this bed layer in. Trying to scratch my paint. Oh, I like it. Yes, that looks so good. I am so happy with how that came out. I couldn't wait to get it outside to show you guys. I had to show you now. Also, with the bow tie, let me know what you guys think. Should I leave it black or should I paint the inside white? I'll color match the inside of it white and then leave the outside black, the border. I'll probably just do that as a short for you guys if I end up doing it, which I think I'm going to. Also, don't judge me. The truck's pretty dirty right now, but let's get it outside for some before and afters. Super pumped with how the Duramax is coming along. I'm very excited with how that went. Now I cannot wait to get the other mods on there that we have. I've got plenty of other mods if you guys are new to the channel. But I just want to thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys learned something. Have a good night.